And in more stories, the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, on an umbrella body of registered political parties in Nigeria, have condemned the call and plot to install an interim government in Nigeria. The IPAC National Chairman Sani Yabagi gave the condemnation at a news conference after its emergency general meeting in Abuja. Sani said the council noted that the statement by the Department of State Services (DSS) that it has uncovered a plot by some persons to violently disrupt the nation's peace and install an interim government. He described it as a civilian coup, as absolutely unconstitutional, undemocratic, and unacceptable.
Conscious of the need for reconciliation, healing, political stability, national unity, peace, cohesion, and desire to preserve our hard-earned democracy after the contentious 2023 general election, the Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC condemns in strong terms the call and plot to install an interim government in Nigeria. It is a civilian coup, treason, absolutely unconstitutional, undemocratic, and unacceptable. IPAC rejects any attempt to scuttle, subvert, and truncate the nation's emerging democracy by reactionary and retrogressive forces. It is in an attempt to overheat the polity, cause confusion, political upheavals, impasse, and quagmire, as was the case in the infamous annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election that necessitated the hasty setup of an interim government by General Ibrahim Babangida, which was headed by Chief Ernest Shonaka in August 1993. Council notes the statement by the Department of State Service, DSS, that it has uncovered a plot by some persons to violently disrupt the nation's peace and install an interim government.
Sani, while calling on the country's intelligence service to name the plotters, arrest and prosecute them in accordance with the law of the land to serve as a caution to others, he reiterated the council's call on all aggrieved parties, candidates and supporters to eschew violence in all its ramifications and seek redress in court for perceived infractions and irregularities in the conduct of the 2023 elections.
Council demands that the country's intelligence service should name the plotters, arrest and prosecute them in accordance with the law of the land to serve as a deterrent to others who would resort to self-help to achieve their selfish political ambitions. Council has repeatedly urged all aggrieved political parties, their candidates and supporters to eschew violence in all its ramifications and seek redress in courts for perceived infractions and irregularities in the conduct of the 2023 general election. Council further urged the judiciary to dispense justice without fear or favor as the temple of justice and last hope of all aggrieved persons. All eyes are on the judiciary to justify the confidence the people reposed in it by upholding the rule of law. That is, the only way to assuage the anger in the land and maintain the sanctity of the ballot box. IPAC highly appreciates Professor Inena Oti, the INEC's returning officer in the just concluded governorship and House of Assembly elections held on 18th March 2023 in Abia State, for her exemplary conduct and very impressive performance in the exercise.
And the IPAC National Chairman, Sani Yabagi, said that INEC would continue to stand against anti-democratic forces in whatever guise, while appreciating and commending those adding values to Nigeria's nascent democracy.